All right. Hi, everybody. Michelle Baxo, Love Coach here. And I am here with Jenny, who is an extraordinary client in the Power Love Project. And what she's been taking on and discovering has been so inspiring to me. And I don't want to hog her to myself because I know she'll be inspiring to you. So first of all, Jenny, thank you for doing this with me.
You're welcome.
So, just share with us a little bit. You're in the middle, you're in the middle of the game right now. What's been happening? What's something you want to share?
So right in the middle of this project, I find myself going on holiday for a week.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, how am I going to continue this while I'm on holiday? But I also knew, like, for myself, I needed to go on holiday because that was about enriching me, because this hasn't been as much about me and my social life in general, as well as my dating life. So I was honoring an invite that my friend had sent me to come and join her in France for a week, where she had other family coming to visit. And so I went off and did that. Some of the advice I collected early on from when I did my blank canvas exercise was go off, have fun, do your thing, and guys will come along. Like, just go and be you and focus on you and have fun. And that's what happened. So I went to Paris for a few days as part of that trip. We were going to an event on the Friday night, and I was there to be supportive of my friend and her family who were playing at the event, the music. I was doing my thing at the event, and literally like 5 minutes after walking in, we were standing in line waiting for some food, and there was this security guard working at the event who was drop dead gorgeous.
She showed me a picture. It's true.
Yeah. So I'm standing in the line with my friend, and I'm like, oh my God, look over there. He's absolutely gorgeous. So we look at him, and he catches us looking back. And he smiled. And I'm like, I'm standing next to my friend, and I'm like, is he smiling at you? Is he smiling at me? Like, who's he smiling at? And so we look back again, and he looks at us again, and he smiles like beams at me, and I beam back at him. And my friend like just says, she's like standing right here next to me, and she said, yeah, he's smiling at you. And I'm like, oh my God, like this just doesn't happen to me. So we get our food, we walk past him, his eyes are following me, and I'm like, yeah, he's definitely looking at me. I'm looking hot, I'm dressed for the occasion. And so for the next 3 hours, I'm literally walking backwards and forwards in front of him, and he's following me each time. And it gets to the end of the night, and I'm like, I'm not leaving here without at least trying to talk to this guy.
I love that.
So I was like, right. How am I going to do this? Because I have not seen him talk to anyone the whole night. Clearly, he's working. There's like 1,000 people there. He could be smiling at all the girls. Like, how do I do this? So I ditch my friend and her family, go and like watch him from behind where he can't see me watching. And I'm like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? Well, earlier in the night, there had been a couple of guys dance salsa with me, and I really didn't want to dance with them again. So I made my way onto the dance floor near where he was, stood next to him. I was like, maybe if I stand close enough, he'll want to talk to me, or he'll figure out how to talk to me. That plan didn't work. So I was like, okay, next plan. And then I saw one of these guys come over to me, and I was like, I really don't want to dance with him. Here's my opportunity. I literally hid behind this security guard. I don't think he realized I was doing it. Managed to get myself out of the situation. Once the threat had walked off, I kind of put my hand on his shoulder and kind of peered from around him. So that was like the physical touch piece. And I was like, sorry, like in my best French, I was like, sorry, I just was hiding myself behind you. I don't want to dance with that guy. So here we go, broken the ice. He had a good reason to speak to me from a security perspective. And I pretty much said, do you speak English? I'm Scottish. And he was like, yeah, I've been watching you all night. You're very pretty. And I was like, yeah, I noticed that you've been watching me all night. And he said, do you have Facebook? I'm not allowed to talk to you. So then I'm like, yeah. And he starts trying to spell his name, and I'm not finding it. So I'm just like, I'm not leaving here without actually connecting with this guy. He's not allowed to talk to me. I can't find him on Facebook. What am I going to do? I was like, you know what? Old school. Walked over to the bar, pen and paper, wrote my name down, folded it up on a piece of paper, because I know there's only 3 people with my name in all of Facebook, so I'm not going to be hard to track down. Literally, walked back over to him, slip him this piece of paper, and I think within an hour, he'd already connected with me on Facebook, and we had a chat. That was the Friday night. Well, this is about 5 o'clock Saturday morning at this point.
Wow.
He wanted to see me at 1 o'clock that afternoon for a date. And I was like, no, I can't. I'm doing the tourist thing today with my friend. I don't want to ditch them, sort of thing. So we ended up meeting on the Sunday morning for 3 hours in a cafe in the middle of Paris, and before I was getting my flight later back home that day. And it's now been a couple of weeks, and he's still in contact. We're still messaging backwards and forwards, and there's been joking conversations there about him coming to visit me going to visit him. So it's a little bit of a watch this space, but you know, a full week afterwards in 2 different countries, it's all to be gone for.
So great, Jenny. And what can you see? I mean, women watching might just think, well, that's just Jenny. She's the kind of person that does this sort of thing. And that's why she's, you know, having this kind of opportunity. And they say to themselves, no, that kind of thing would never happen for me. What would you say to women who are thinking to themselves that?
I've never gone up to a guy and opened that conversation. Never mind a guy who's actually clearly working and is in no position to probably be talking to anybody, never mind a girl that he has been watching the whole night. So I'm confident, but not in those situations, not at all. But because I can do it in a work environment, and I don't mind, I can strike up a conversation with anybody, I knew that I could do it. It was just a case of my mindset. I decided there and then I was not going to leave without at least attempting to talk to this guy. If he rebuffed me, it is what it is. I can't change that, but at least I wasn't going to go home that night saying, I wish I had, or, you know, what would have happened if. And that was the biggest thing for me, is that this guy was so cute, so gorgeous, and the fact that he clearly seemed to be looking at me, and I got 3 other people that I was there with that night to confirm that to me. I was like, right. I can't let this go.
Yeah.
I can't. I just can't. Like, if something compelled me to ditch the people that I was with long enough so that I could try and figure out how to have a conversation with this guy.
It's so great, Jenny. And here's what I want to acknowledge you for is, you know, most of us, most of the time, what drives our actions or inactions is more our fear or our need for something. And you took actions that are neither of those. Just straight up to know that you left it all on the field, that you didn't miss a possible opportunity. And you didn't know what was going to happen. We still don't know what's going to happen, but there's something now available that wasn't before. And you've just like lit up since this, you know, and I think it has a lot more to do with who your experience of yourself in life than necessarily him. Because we don't know yet. So I so acknowledge you, and I'm not surprised at all that, you know, he's looking to be with you across the countries. You know, language is in the way, countries are in the way, his job was in the way, but you know, not for Jenny. So good for you.
Yeah, and I've got so many times that I could say I walked away not having had that conversation. So I knew exactly what it felt like to have walked away from that situation saying, oh, I should have talked to him, or oh, if only I had actually like just tapped him on the shoulder or something. Like, that's been my life up until now. So I was super familiar with what that feels like to walk away having known that I missed an opportunity. And I was just not prepared to allow that to happen this time.
So great. Jenny, I so appreciate you taking the time. Is there anything else you want to say or any advice you want to give to women who are, just starting off this journey, or they know they want love and it just ain't been happening? Any advice you have?
I think the biggest piece is 5 seconds of courage can change an entire situation. And it doesn't even have to be 5 seconds. Like, I literally, I could have done all of that and still not spoken to him. And it just took for me to say, actually, a little bit of body contact and 2 seconds it probably took for him to turn around and see who it was, made all the difference.
It's great.
5 seconds.
5 seconds of courage. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Jenny.